Welcome. My name is Lisa Bermudez, and if you are just joining me in this video, in this series, this is a series for skydivers, also for really any extreme athlete, for anybody that is putting their body, putting their mind, putting their consciousness into a very extreme situation for fun. We do this stuff for fun. This class is a slow flow vinyasa yoga class. So this is a practice that I personally like to do if we are on a weather hold at the drop zone. And it's also something that I will even do in the morning or before I go and actually prepare to make a jump. It depends on the day. It depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I want to move a little quicker. Sometimes I definitely need to move a little bit slower. This class is for all levels, and we'll be moving much slower than we normally do in a vinyasa class. So you don't need any props. I don't have any props. I won't be using any props, but I'll be showing you some ways to modify certain things if you do have any injuries or if you have anything that you might be working with. We will be getting into the hips for sure. This is definitely great if you are feeling a little sore in the hips, if you've got some low back stuff going on. Also, our shoulders, right? A lot of us have a lot of stuff going on with the upper back and the shoulders. We'll be working on opening the chest and just having some safe information. I'll give you some safe information for your shoulders. So find a comfortable seat. You could sit on your shins like I'm sitting, or you might sit with your legs crossed, and then take a moment and close your eyes. With your eyes closed, take a big breath in through your nose. Fully, deeply breathe all your breath away. Inhaling. Through your nose, exhale your breath. Last time, take a big giant breath in. On the breath out, open up your eyes and sweep your arms up high overhead. Interlace your fingers and then flip your palms up. Think about your wrists reaching away from your shoulders, and then move the tips of your shoulders away from your wrists. Stay for another in-breath, sit up a little bit taller. As you breathe out, twist over to your right. So your right hand will come behind you or even right next to you, and then your left hand is somewhere on your right leg. Sit a little bit taller, spread through your collarbones, stay for an in-breath. As you breathe out, think about your belly button moving towards the right elbow. And then unravel back through center, sweep both arms up, switch whichever set of fingers was in front, reinterlace, flip your palms up, and then twist over to your left. Open up your arms and your left hand will slip behind you, right hand's in front of you. Breathe in. Breathe out, try to turn your navel to the left. And then come on back up through center, sweep both arms up high. Take a look over to the front of your space and roll out onto your hands and your knees. We'll meet here with the wrists beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Spread through your fingers a lot. Be really mindful of your wrists here. So wrists are another thing that we sometimes struggle with, right? So you'll avoid really further injuring your wrists or getting an injury in your wrists as long as you're not putting a lot of weight on your wrists here anytime that you come onto the hands. Try to look at your hands right now and try to spread through your fingers a lot. Make sure your thumb and your pinky finger are really far away from each other. And press into the mat with that place that's right beneath your fingernails. From here, breathe and roll your shoulders back, tip your gaze up, look up for cow pose. Little note for this shape, sometimes when we come into the shape, you might often hear an instruction of drop the belly, look up. Don't do that right now. Engage your abdominals and instead drop your chest, release your chest, send the sitting bones up and look up. You never, ever want to feel any discomfort in your low back. You don't ever want to feel like you're hurting your low back. You don't ever want to feel like you're putting tension in your low back. I'm going to go as far as to say you don't even want to do that when you're arching in a belly jump either. Make sure that you're engaging your abdominals. Look up. And then scoop your navel in and up, round through your spine, see your knees. Move through a few rounds like that at your own pace. So on a breath in, it's always that, this is a cow pose, dropping the chest, tipping your gaze up. The breath out's always a cat pose, rounding through your spine, seeing your knees. And then keep moving at your own pace. If you want to go a little quicker or slower, you may. I'm stressing all this stuff about the abdominals and the low back because a lot of us, when we're moving, when we're doing our thing, it's really easy to forget about alignment. It's really easy to forget about engaging. And sometimes, because our low back and our neck are the two most mobile parts of the spine, the low back might take a lot of tension. The low back might take all of the impact of whatever it is that we're doing. But we're keeping it safe. We're keeping it healthy doing this. Come to a neutral spine and then press into a plank pose, just like the top of a push-up. Breathe in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. So in your down dog, you might pedal through the feet, bend one knee, bend the other. Sway your hips a little bit side to side. And then lift your right leg up and back behind you. Step your right foot forward next to your right thumb. You might grab your foot and give it a little bit of help just to bring it up to the top of your space. Lower your back knee to the ground. Untuck your toes and try to drive your hip points forward. Notice, you can even look at your screen right now, just notice that my knee is right over my ankle. That's intentional. I'm trying to keep that alignment there. Also, the heel, the right heel is down on the ground. If you feel like you can't get the heel grounded, just move your foot a little bit further. And then right here, relax your jaw and try to encourage your hips forward. So hopefully you're feeling this in that left quadricep, maybe your left hip flexor. This is definitely a stretch to stay in for longer if you want to. This might be something that you do every day. This might be something that you do before you start your day or even when you end your day. Tuck your back toes, step forward. Your back foot will meet your front foot at the top of your space, then just release the weight of your head. Come out to a halfway lift. Your hands can be on the shins as you gaze away from your thighs. Breathe in. Breathe out, forward fold. Step your right foot back to a low lunge. Inhale there. Plant your palms, downward facing dog. Roll forward, plank pose. Lower your knees to the ground. Sit back to a child's pose. So your big toes come together, your knees widen. Release the weight of your head. It's okay if your head doesn't touch the ground. It's okay if your hips don't touch your heels. Try to just relax, let it go. Come back to a plank pose, breathe in. Downward dog with your breath out. And from down dog, lift your left leg high. Step your left foot forward next to your left thumb and lower your back knee to the ground. Untuck the toes. Encourage your hip points forward. And relax your jaw. So our jaw has this interesting relationship with the hips. Sometimes if you're clenching your jaw and if you're not breathing, the hips aren't gonna be too happy about that. You'll probably still have tension through the hips. Think about the chest, the center of your chest, reaching forward of your left toes. Tuck your back toes, lift your knees, step forward. Come out to that halfway lift, gaze away from your thighs. Inhale. Fold deeper into your legs with your exhale. And then step your left foot back, low lunge. Take a breath in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, child's pose. One breath in right here. Stay to exhale out. Come forward into your plank pose once again. Tip your hips high, downward facing dog. Walk your feet all the way up to the very top of your space. So we'll meet up in a forward fold. Once you get here, you could shake your head yes and no. And then super softly, slowly roll yourself up to stand. Stack your hips over your heels, your shoulders over your hips, and then your ears over your shoulders. Spread through your toes and take a big breath in. Sweep both arms up high overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, we're moving slow here. Inhale your right foot back to a low lunge. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Spread through your fingers, spread through your toes. Breathe in, plank. Breathe out, child's pose. Inhale, forward, plank pose. Tip right back, downward facing dog. From your down dog, reach your right leg high, breathe in. Breathe out, step your right foot forward. Lower your back knee, untuck your toes, and then send your hips forward. Draw your shoulder blades together. Move your shoulder tips away from your ears. Tuck your back toes and step forward. Your back foot will meet your front foot. Breathe in, sweep your arms up high overhead. Breathe out, forward fold, dive down into your legs. Inhale your left foot back to your low lunge. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Plank pose, breathe in. Child's pose, breathe out. Knees wide, seat to feet, relax your head. Use your breath in to come forward, plank. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. From down dog, breathe in, reach your left leg high. Breathe out, step your left foot forward. Lower your back knee, untuck your toes, encourage your hips forward. Relax your jaw, draw the shoulder blades together. Tuck your back toes, step forward, fold into your legs, top of your space. Breathe in, reach your arms up high. From way up here, take your right hand, your right arm, bend your right elbow so that way your palm finds the back somewhere. You might just find the back of your neck. Take your left hand, bring it on top of your right elbow, and encourage your right arm towards your midline. Notice if your shoulder tips just hiked up towards your ears or if the rib cage just splayed out. Zip up. Imagine there's a zipper beneath your belly button and it's zipping all the way up to your collarbones. From there, draw your shoulder blades together and move the back of your head towards your forearm. Switch sides, reach your arms up. Bend your left elbow, take your right hands on top of it or near it. Encourage your arm towards your midline. Breathe in. Stay to breathe out. Keep the hips over your heels. Reach your arms back up again. This time reach your arms forward, so like Frankenstein, and then take your right arm under, your left arm over. Bend the elbows, and you maybe might just cross the arms once so the backs of the hands touch. You might do a double wrap, so now the palms touch. These Gomukhasana arms. As you breathe in, lift your elbows up. And then breathe out, draw the elbows back towards, they come just about down to shoulders height. One more like that. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale your elbows back at shoulder height. Unravel your arms, sweep the arms back up, reach your arms forward, and then left arm under, right arm over. Bend the elbows, cross once or twice, and then same thing, breathe in, reach your elbows high. Exhale them back at shoulder height. Breathe in, reach the elbows up. Exhale them down. Unravel your arms, circle the arms back up, big breath in. Breathe out, forward, fold. From way down here, keep your right foot forward, step your left foot back, and then sweep both arms up. So now you're in a high lunge. You might even move your right foot more to the right, the left foot more to the left. Turn your back heel down and open up into a warrior two. So in this warrior two, your knee, your right knee's right over the right ankle. The back foot's really pressing into the outer, the back of the mat there. The outer edge of the back foot's pressing into the ground. If it's all right on your neck, look over your right shoulder. Flip your palms, breathe in, tip back, reverse, peaceful warrior. Engage your abdominals, bend your right knee away from your right hand, reach your right hand away from your right knee. And then take your forearm, your right forearm on top of your right thigh, frame your left ear. Just one breath in. Exhale your hands down to frame your front foot. Lower your back knee to the ground. Untuck your toes and drive your hips forward. Relax your jaw. Tuck your back toes, step forward. On an in-breath, sweep both arms up. Flip your palms away from each other. Open up your arms this time and try to find opposite elbows behind you. If you can't get your elbows, you could hold wrists. And wherever it is that you are, though, move the tips of your shoulders away from your chest. You may even be able to see it on me. If I don't actively do anything, my shoulders just roll forward. Move the right shoulder tip to the right, the left shoulder tip to the left, and draw your shoulder blades together. And then sweep your arms back up, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Draw your right foot back to a low lunge so your left foot's forward. And then it's that high lunge. So you may, if you feel wobbly here, you may have to move your right foot to the right, your left foot to the left. Open up to warrior two. Turn your back heel down. Adjust your feet if you need to. That way the left knee is right over your left ankle, and the right foot, the outer edge of the right foot's really pressing down. Flip your palms, tip back, reverse peaceful warrior. Breathe in, reach your hand away from your knee away from your hand. And then exhale your forearm on top of your thigh with your palm flipped up. Frame your right ear. One breath in. Exhale your hands around your front foot, lower the back knee, untuck your toes, encourage your hips forward. Tuck your back toes and step forward. Your back foot will meet your front foot. Sweep your arms up high, one breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your palms, look at the back of your space. You could step back to a down dog, or if you want to take a little hop there, you can take a gentle little hop. Child's pose, knees wide, seat to heels. And just roll back up to your seat and sweep your legs around in front of you. From here, bend your right knee, give it a little hug, and step your right foot outside of your left thigh. So this is where you might stay. Make sure you can feel your sitting bones. Your sitting bones are right, those two bones that you sit on when you sit. Have them making contact with the ground. You want to feel both of those sitting bones on your mat. If you can bend your left knee and keep that right sitting bone grounded, great, keep the knee bent. If your hip just lifted, please, pretty please, re-extend your leg. The reasoning behind that is that if you have that right sitting bone lifted, when we go to twist now, you're not twisting from an even place, and it's not gonna feel good on your spine. And remember, we need our backs to be healthy. Breathe in, sit tall. I'll keep my leg extended. Breathe out, twist right. With every in-breath, try to lengthen through both side waists. And with every exhale, turn a little bit more to the right. Look forward. We're just switching sides. Extend your right leg. Bend your left knee and step your left foot outside of that right thigh. Again, sit up really tall. Turn to your left. Breathe in. Breathe out, twist. There's these three important points of contact are my two sitting bones, your two sitting bones, and the left hand. Inhale, exhale, twist. Come back through center. Extend your legs forward. Step your feet to the mat here, and then take your right foot and just slip it on top of your left thigh. So that might not happen as quick as it happens for me. You maybe might have to move your left foot a little bit forward, and that might feel better. Or if you're sitting here and you don't feel anything, move your foot a little closer to your body, your left foot a little bit closer to your body, and then move your chest closer to your shin. Flex your right foot though, brighten up your toes, and try to encourage your hips forward. You might move a little bit side to side here. All right, this might be enough for you. This might be perfect. If it's available and you want to come into this full ankle to knee shape, remember it's ankle joint to knee, so it's not foot to knee, it's not anything like that. If when you come to stack your shins like this sort of situation's happening, boom, just come right back here. This is the place where you need to be, where you can comfortably be in the modification to get into that right hip. But if you don't feel too much there, this is a really sweet space to be. It's not like this is a goal. This is just where you go if you're not feeling much back there. You might walk your hands forward. It's up to you. And this whole time, keep brightening through the feet. Do your very best to keep your ankle on the knee on the ankle. Notice also whether you're down or if you're upright, if your shoulder tips are rolling inward. Try instead to bring the shoulder blades together. And then just walk your hands back and switch sides. Your right foot will come down, left ankle on top of that right thigh. Sit nice and tall. Stay, or you can come to that full ankle to knee. Be mindful also in a situation like this. Whenever we put the shin in this sort of position, the way that we've got it here, if you are here, please avoid grabbing your leg and forcefully moving things around. That's one of the ways it's one of the common ways to actually hurt the knees, hurt the ankles. If this is accessible to you, stay. If it's not, if it's hurting, come back. If you want, you could even walk your hands forward. And then wherever you are, try to relax your lips, your eyes, and your jaw. Super slowly roll back up. And then bring your hands down in front of you. Bring your feet in front of you. Big breath in, lift your hips, lift your chest. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Lower your seat and send both legs out in front of you. You might shake your legs out just a little bit or a lot. And from here, start to super slowly come onto all fours once more. And we're actually lowering to our bellies. So you can just kind of come right down onto your belly, lower your forehead down, and then reach your arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers and drive your knuckles back. Lift your chest. Take your hands right underneath your shoulders. Separate your feet mats width apart. They could even go wider. Take your hands mats width apart and turn your fingertips out. Do your best to relax your glutes, engage your belly, and any amount lengthen the arms. So, Cobra pose. In this Cobra pose, you might maybe have bent elbows. You might even be up on the tops of your fingers. But ideally, in this shape, it should feel, or it hopefully will feel like, wow, so much space in my chest. Wow, my arms, my shoulders are really, really open here. This feels amazing. If you're not feeling that, bend the elbows. If you're still not feeling that, lower your chest. If you're still not feeling any of that, bring your feet closer together and your hands under you and come into a baby cobra. So you're just using the strength of your upper back to lift your chest. If you're in that full cobra here, again, think about the tailbone driving towards your heels, your chest, your heart shining forward and a little bit up. No pain. There shouldn't be any pain anywhere. Lower down. And then just press yourself back up to sit on your shins. And once you come to a seat, you could also sit with your legs crossed if that's better, but float your eyes closed. Take a few moments to breathe in and out through just your nose, breathing in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. Inhaling deep, exhaling deeper. One more big breath in, bigger, deeper breath out. And slide your hands together at a prayer right at your heart. You can open up your eyes if you'd like. And if you'd like to, you can certainly lie back down, set a timer for 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, put on a song that's about that length, and chill out in a shavasana for a little bit. If you've got stuff to do, you can definitely get up and go do it. You can also, I encourage you to even replay this video, rewind this video, and spend more time in some of the poses, some of the asanas that felt really good for you, especially the stuff with the hips. When we got into the hips, any of the stuff that we did for the upper body, the chest, the back, spend more time there. You can take as much time in those as you want. But for sure, if they're new to you, rewind and just make sure that you're watching the alignment so that way you can do the alignment safely. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you in some of these other videos.